So, what is better in Fortnite, linear or exponential settings? Today I'm going to be explaining what linear and expo are all about, and I'm going to be telling you guys about their separate advantages and disadvantages, and we're going to be finding the right settings for you. But anyways, without any further ado, let's jump straight into the video. So first off, I just want to say that linear and exponential actually relate to math, or maths, or whatever you might call it. But linear and exponential are actually functions, and if you know a lot about math, or if you don't, I won't bore you with it too much. You'll basically know that they're different, okay? That's all we're saying here. And what linear is in this game is an input curve where you literally get no aiming boost or crosshair movement boost or anything like that. You can move your stick slightly, or you can move your stick with force a lot to the side. It will keep going at the same sort of pace, depending on your dead zones, of course. But anyways, as I was saying, you have control over aim acceleration on linear, because you literally have no aim acceleration on this setting. However, on exponential, you don't have control over your aim acceleration. You can pretty much tone it up and down in the settings, because, you know, regardless if you are playing on exponential, you will be getting aim boost or aim acceleration. A lot of people call it different things, but I'm gonna call it aim acceleration in this video. And you can pretty much put it up or down depending on what you like, and that's how linear and exponential are in terms of aim acceleration. But let's actually move on to the separate advantages and disadvantages of both of these settings. None of them really have a clear disadvantage, but some of the things that you can do on exponential are way easier than linear, and the other way around. So let's start off with mid to long range AR fights. In these, exponential definitely wins the battle, just because you have aim acceleration, which is actually good for you. Now the reason for that is at long range you will need to be tweaking your sort of aim sometimes a little bit, and if you want to switch to a target you might want to do it quickly, and you get the privilege of choosing how much force you want to put onto your stick, and the response in game will follow up. If you put little force on your stick, it will move the crosshair ever so slightly, but if you put a ton of force on the stick, it will go way off your target and onto another one. And it's just generally easier to aim with exponential at long ranges with your ARs and stuff like that. Anyways, I just want to clear up a quick misconception before we go into linear and what, you know, its strengths are. So both settings have the same sort of aim assist strength. A lot of people like to believe that they don't, and that one is stronger than the other, but that's just not true. I see why people would have this misconception, because, you know, if you see the strength of exponential, you might be like, oh yes, that setting has more aim assist than linear, for example. But the misconception here is the fact that exponential actually is better at long range, and as I was about to get on to linear is actually better for close range fights. And some people may believe that, you know, linear is better and has stronger aim assist just because they see somebody dominate with it up close, but it doesn't mean that exponential has less aim assist. It just does not. I hope that kind of explains it. People basically just judge the aim assist strength of the advantages that each setting has, and that's not very clever. But anyways, as I was saying, linear definitely wins the fight when it comes to close range. Close range fights are just way easier with linear, because your muscle memory builds up, and you can pretty much control your sensitivity very, very well, and up close you're definitely gonna need that. But yeah, both settings are very different to each other, and you should pick one that suits your playstyle. If you're somebody who likes to jump into people's boxes and, you know, just full out rush up close, then linear is definitely the choice for you. But if you're a player that likes to sit back and, you know, put some AR shots at your opponent first, and, you know, get some health and shield off of them, then you should definitely go for exponential. I don't see a lot of people use exponential because of the way that, you know, Fortnite's meta has sort of shifted to just close range fighting and box fights and stuff like that. However, Exponential is still a viable alternative, and people like Nick Mercs have used it in the past. And now onto my opinion. I think that linear in this state of the game is definitely the better option. You will have a lot more control of your aim up close, and your edits and builds will also be consistent. So I definitely recommend you guys try out linear first, unless you don't feel like it and you want to try out Exponential, which, you know, is totally fine as well. But I've made a video in the past about the best linear settings for controller players, no matter whether you're playing on PS4, Xbox One or PC, so make sure you check that out. The link for that video will be in the top right hand corner of your screen right now. And yeah, leave a like on this video if it actually helped and you actually understand what linear and Exponential are all about now. And also make sure that you guys subscribe with notifications on to never miss another upload from your boy ever again. And before you guys go, make sure you guys are using the code MaxGamer7 in the Fortnite item store if you'd like to support me and the channel at no extra cost whatsoever. But do bear in mind that the code does reset every 14 days. Anyways, that does end off the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.